The NRA has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NRA has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NRA has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NRA has got to go!
Show them what a family looks like!
This is what a family looks like!
Show them what a family looks like!
This is what a family looks like!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
We don't get it!
Shut it down!
I believe that we will win!
I believe that we will win!
I know that we will win!
I know that we will win!
I believe that we will win!
I believe that we will win!
I know that we will win!
I know that we will win!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
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 everywhere we go,
Everywhere we go!
the people want to know
The people want to know
who we are.
who we are!
So we tell them,
So we tell them
we are the people.
we are the people!
Mighty, mighty people.
The mighty, mighty people!
Fighting for justice.
Fighting for justice!
Justice for our children.
Justice for our children!
Out of the house.
Into the streets!
Out of the house.
Into the streets!
Out of the house.
Into the streets!
Whose street?
Our 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 streets!
We ready!
We ready!
We ready!
For y'all!
We
ready!
Oh!
We ready!
We ready!
For y'all!
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Y'all gonna stop killing us!
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Y'all gonna stop killing us!
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Y'all gonna stop killing us!
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Y'all gonna stop killing us!
Y'all gonna stop killing us.
Y'all gonna stop killing us!
We are the people!
We are the people!
The mighty, mighty people!
The mighty, mighty people!
Fighting for justice.
Fighting for justice!
Justice for the people.
Justice for the people!
What do we want?
Action!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Action!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Action!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Action!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Action!
When do we want it?
Now!
No more!
Blood money!
No more!
Blood money!
No more!
Blood money!
No more!
Blood money!
We don't get it!
Shut it down!
We don't get it!
Shut it down!
If we don't get it!
Shut it down!
If we don't get it!
Shut it down!
Whose street?
Our streets!
Whose street?
Our streets!
Whose street?
Our streets!
Show them what a family looks like!
This is what a family looks like!
Show them what a family looks like!
This is what a family looks like!
Show them what a family looks like!
Two schools!
Our schools!
Two schools!
Our schools!
Two schools!
Our schools!
The people united will never be divided!
The people united will never be divided!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now! Vote them out! 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 Vote them out!
Black Lives Matter!
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 No justice!
No peace!
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what a family looks like.
This is what a family looks like.
Show me what a community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Say I believe. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
Say I know that we will win.
I know that we will win.
Say I believe. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
If we don't get it. 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 If we don't get it.
Hey, hey, NRA, how many kids have you killed today? Hey, hey, NRA, how many kids have you killed today? No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now. No more silence. No more silence.
We're gonna turn in there. Have everyone.
We are the students.
We are the students.
Mighty, mighty students.
The mighty, mighty students.
Fighting for justice.
Fighting for justice.
Justice for the students.
Justice for the students.
Hey, this ain't no game. This ain't no joke. This is not a parade. We didn't come out here to have a parade today. This is not a walk in the park, y'all. This is real. We're talking about life and death. Politicians need to hear you. So let them hear you. Let them hear you. Let them hear you. They need to know that you showed up. And they need to understand it's not a white issue. It's not a black issue. It's not brown. It's not red. It's not yellow. It's not gay. It's not straight. It's not poor folk or rich folk. This is all about people. This is a people's issue. They've got to understand that this is not a game. And I tell you what, as a former politician, there's one thing that politicians understand. They understand numbers. Some of them understand numbers with money. NRA.
We've got numbers today.
Some people understand numbers with vote.
Who wants money?
We need to let them know that our votes are more powerful than NRA money.
That's right.
They need to know that we will show up. That this is not a one-time thing. This is not just, what do I have to do on Saturday morning? I don't have anything else to do. I think I'll go march with the kids. This is not what this is. These are not future leaders. These are today's leaders. These young students, high school students, college students, they told us, they're telling us that we are either going to lead, we're going to follow, or we're going to get out the way. And if we don't get out the way willingly, y'all see what they can do. You know why you're here today? Because young people organize. That's why you're here. You're here. It wasn't the churches. It wasn't the elected officials. It wasn't the unions. It was the young people. Young people organized. They said, if you don't do it, we will. If you don't take care of our lives, we'll take our lives into our own hands. Now, don't let it end today. Don't let it end today. Don't let it end today. Your silence It's complicit. If you are silent, if you don't say anything, you're not part of the solution. You're part of the problem.
That's right.
If you don't vote, if you're registered to vote, but you're too tired to vote, then you're part of the problem. If you say, well, none of them really excite me, sometimes you have to pick the lesser of the evil.
Yep. That's right.
Hey, hello, come on.
That's right. That's right. Come on now.
Come on.
Common sense.
You can't say, because none of these are my choices, I'm going to stay home. When you do that, the person that wins is the worst person, Donald Trump. I'm just saying. You may not have liked the option, but 3 million votes, that's not a lot of votes. You may not like the options, but guess what? These days we don't have that many.
No.
But you're going to hear from some people today.
That's right.
You're going to hear from some people who care. You're going to hear from a legislator who cares. Who doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk.
That's right.
Now, you have to tell those who you know who didn't show up today, you've got to go back and tell them. See, the reality, this crowd is really bigger than what you see. You know why? Because somebody in your family didn't show up. So they count. Somebody in your friendship circle didn't show up. So they count. Somebody in your church, mosque, synagogue, temple didn't show up. So they count. You have to go back to those who didn't show up, and you got to let them know. See, this is a mountaintop experience. This is a feel-good experience. But guess what? You're going to be charged with going back into the valley.
That's right.
You're charged with going back into the valley and let people know enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Give yourself a hand.
We have received words of support from many elected officials, and we would like to thank those who are here today, specifically Senator Claire McCaskill as well as 1st Congressional District Representative Lacey Clay. But we know that words are just not enough. We need actual legislative action. With that, we would like to introduce a very special advocate, ally, and politician, one of the good ones. He's working for us every day in Jefferson City, and he's going to help us get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, State Representative Bruce Banks Jr.
First off, give it up for the young people again. I am Bruce Franks Jr., State Representative of the 78th District. But as I speak, I'm not speaking as a state representative. I'm speaking as the little kid from 4300 Gibson, who on June 7, 1991, while two men were arguing, my brother was outside playing. He was 9 years old. One pulled out a gun, the other one picked my brother up, and as the man who pulled out the gun shot, the other one held my brother up in front of him and used him as a shield. My brother was killed at 9 years old, and I was 6. It's the first funeral I ever been to. So you fast forward that, and I'm 3 years old now. I'm talking to you as that grown man that's been to 167 funerals, most of them being from gun violence. I stand here talking to you as the young black man that often fits the description. I stand here as the person that grew up in the city of St. Louis, the same city, that had 200 plus murders last year, 188 the year before that, 188 the year before that. So that's where I'm gonna be speaking from for the next couple minutes. See, I wanna thank the young people. I wanna thank the young people because they called us out. They held us accountable, and they are continuing to hold us accountable. See, I was thinking, like, what was I gonna say when I got up here? Because what happened in Parkland is a tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. And every single one of those young people should still be here, period. And so I thought to myself, I said, look, I need to say something, I need to make sure I talk about these school shootings. But you know what the young people did? They did something different. They did something that we didn't do during Columbine. It says March for Our, O-U-R, our lives. They recognize that outside of Parkland, outside of Columbine, outside of every single one of these atrocities that have happened, that this happens each and every day in economically distressed communities. So thank you. Because I don't know how many people are from the city of St. Louis, but if everybody looked to their left and they walked for 10 minutes, you're gonna walk right into gun violence where it happens each and every day. Where folks are subject to this each and every day. So what the young people did, they said, we're gonna march for our lives. Every single one of these lives that are affected by gun violence each and every day. So young people, thank you. Because you're gonna be the ones. You're gonna be the ones that make sure that this doesn't continue to happen. Because you're not just students, you're right. You're not just students anymore. You're not just our voters anymore. You're our future politicians. You're our future teachers. You're our future police officers. You're our future community leaders and activists, and you have already stepped up to the plate. So young people, thank you. As a politician, I'm not a politician, as a public servant. As a public servant, it is our duty to serve the people. It is our duty to represent the people. And you're right. Don't just vote them out. Don't just vote them out. Keep them out. You be the change. And for the people that woke up, for the people that saw what happened in Parkland, and that's the reason that you're here, I thank you too. I thank you because all too often what we will do is we will alienate people when they just now coming to the party, when they late to the party. Well, I thank you for coming to the party. Malcolm X said, don't be in such a hurry to condemn those who don't do as you do or think as you think as fast. Because there was a time when you didn't do as you do today. When you didn't think as you think today. So I thank you for showing up to the party. The organizers, can I get y'all to join me on stage? My youth build students, can I get y'all to join me on stage? See, this march is much more than just a march. This movement is something different. Because it's about Parkland. It's about the Cochran. It's about Walnut Park. It's about the north side, the south side, the east side, Stephon Clark. It's about each and every person that's lost their life to gun violence. We have young people that put all of this together. That took the time out. That said, no, we're not gonna stand for it anymore. I have young people that I mentor each and every day that go through this in their communities each and every day, that show up to school, that show up to work, through every challenge and every barrier. So as a public servant, it's my job to represent them. It's my job to make sure I show up for them. To my older people, to my parents, listen to them. Listen to them. Because there's a generational gap for a reason. We often hear that it takes a village to raise a child, right?
Yep.
But what happens when you don't know what that village looks like?
Well,
And then they're forced to build their own village. And when they build their village, they might have a few bumpy roads. They might have a hole in the roof. But it's their village that they built. So who are we to come after they built the village and say the way that they built their village is wrong? The way that they're doing things is wrong. They want to be talked to, not at. They want to be listened to. They want to be listened to without judgment. That's the way. Communication, it goes two ways. You talk, but the most important part is listening. So for each and every life that we've lost, I need a fist in the air. This is all power invested to the people.
Yep.
Power to the people. Why? Because
Say